right.
How big is that thing? Is that 80 inch?
You know what I mean? Yes, sir. Hey, yo, we are back with another one. This is the Cheerz of the Real podcast. I am your host, Mr. Tom Brody. We are out here supporting art, music, culture, rocking with the people, man. This is a lifestyle grind. This show features real New York underground artists that grind.
Word.
I'm with a special guest. Special guest. I want you, man, introduce yourself to the people.
Everybody knows me as Echo One.
You
can call me John, whatever you want.
Lifestyle.
Tom
Listen,
Brody,
my man,
in the Bonneville.
You know what I mean? Yeah. Listen, my man, I and again, so you know, because I told you behind this, I said I bring people up that I feel who are really grinding, that pay homage to the culture, that have been out here really putting it out, man. They've been putting a lot of content out, and you yourself, I've always said it behind the camera. I said, yo, you put a lot of content out. You've been busy, you know what I mean? But give people that don't know you and don't know the body of work, don't know who you are, don't even know why I brought you up. Give people a quick few sentences, a quick, breakdown, because I'm gonna show some visuals and some video. But give people a little breakdown of who you are, where you from, what it's about.
Well, it's Echo One, Boom Squad, Low Lives, House of Reps, Sun Cycle MCs, Mob Style. That's what I rep. And my life is basically revolved around graffiti and tattoos my whole life, and music.
Awesome mixture.
Hip-hop.
Awesome mixture. You know what I mean?
They say the graffiti came first, and then the hip-hop, and then the tattoos.
People that come, I always say, because I've so far everybody that tunes in, I get a lot of people tuning in from different parts, not just New York. Although this is a New York-based show, I get a lot of people that love New York underground culture. Right,
I'm all about underground.
Yeah. and with that being said, we kind of know each other's history, and we know what each other's about. So it's funny that people tune in, and you and I have created lanes to stay relevant within this little market that we have. But what I do want to do is I want to show, just so the listeners and people, when they tune in and I bring guests up, I always love to show their content, love to see the bars and see what we got going. So I'm gonna have Dave pull up a few visuals.
Oh, nice. I didn't even know you were doing this.
You know what I mean? Few little visuals. And before we even play everything, just give people a breakdown, like where originally, where you from?
I was born in Lower East Side, Broome Street, actually. And I migrated to Jersey and back to Staten Island. And that's pretty much where I was for a while. And then I ended up in Amsterdam a little bit. Right. I did like 5 years out there.
Right.
Came back to Staten Island, and I've been repping Shaolin for a while.
Why not?
Yeah.
Why not? I see you.
Since back then.
Yeah, man. I see you got real deep roots. Deep roots.
I still got you on my phone at Spectrum. That's how old,
Yeah, for sure. And with that being said, I want people that really tune into this, they know I highlight, the MCs or rappers that come up, they know I highlight them, not only because they got bars, but because it's a cultural thing. Like I think that New York doesn't do a good job of supporting New York.
Yeah, I hear that.
You understand what I'm saying?
Mad haters.
Right. And I think I know your history, right? And I know who you're affiliated with. I know their history, but I think unfortunately New York, we don't do a good job of supporting New York.
I'm super underground.
Yeah, man, and I think that unlike other states, we haven't formed that microcosm that it's not like 92, 93 no more. We don't really support that no more, bro. Like people fall on the wayside. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of talent. I always felt like there's a lot of talented people.
Oh yeah.
Who never got their flowers.
Yes.
So this podcast is really for me, you know what I mean? It's not money motivated with me, right? So this podcast is really giving the flowers, and this is my way of giving you the flowers now.
I appreciate
it.
Because I'm honored.
Listen, life is for the living, bro.
I'm honored to be here.
Life is for the living. You know
what I mean? I'm proud of you with this. This is crazy.
Yo, Cheerz are the real, bro. So with that being said, I just wanted to play one particular joint with you and the brother Joe Pesci. Unfortunately,
he was supposed to be here.
Unfortunately, the brother couldn't come.
Dro, where you at?
we gonna get him up here next time.
Yeah, I'll be back. I'll come back with him.
But I love this joint, son.
Yeah, it was a little quick.
I love this joint.
One day joint.
I love this.
In the rain.
I love it. That's why I love it.
Never will.
Against the grain, aim and Beretta's pill. I read myself, fucking fool my block. I stand on my own tune and always move with a Glock. All you rappers bars is frail. I put my life.
And he's another one that I always see on the underground circuit.
He's the hardest working man.
Right? So no matter where I go, I'll bump into him and I'm like, my brother, what's good? You know what I mean? And I didn't even know him through you. That's what's great.
Yeah.
When I see the affiliation, I'm like, oh shit, this is great.
Yeah, I don't know anybody that work harder than Dro.
I guess it's like what they say, 6 degrees of separation.
Yeah. I never had a care in the world but getting money.
That's so dope. I think more, like I just said, more underground artists need to network and do collabos.
He got the best mixtape name ever. It's the series he got. When I blow up, don't show up. That's just crazy.
So for the listeners, hold on.
Pay attention when I'm slapping you. Should I mention my intentions are the damage of blazing in Canada, spray the can with amazing stamina. Yo, I'm worldwide, not an amateur. Strap in, enjoy the ride like a passenger. Don't care about your Benz, Beamer, Bentley, or Acura. Have a seat, don't try to compete because we'll laugh at you.
So, for the listeners, this is what New York hip-hop sounds like. You know what I mean? Like, all facts, no gimmicks, man.
He got so many songs, it's crazy, man.
This is what New York hip-hop is, man.
He did more shows than anybody, too, with Staten Island. He's a beast.
And Staten, yo, I'm not gonna hold you, man. Staten has become a different borough than what it...
Hayes, you saw Hayes?
Yeah, of course. Yo, shout out to the brother. Staten is a different borough than what it once was. Yeah. Staten is not, you know, in the 90s, Staten is a little bit more on the beaten path, so to speak. Yeah. But Staten now is
the
like...
Forgotten Borough. They call it the Forgotten Borough. So.
Bro, there's some heavy hitters on the low in Staten.
Yeah. A lot of people.
Even on the underworld, so you know what I mean? Like, there's a lot of heavy hitters out there. So.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of main men. That's
where all the mob dudes are hiding.
Bro, everybody that knows me, they know, bro. There's a lot of real thoroughbreds from South Brooklyn that are resting their head in Staten Island, bro. That's a big fact. You know what I'm saying? That's a big fact.
Word.
Dave, we got a few more visuals I wanted to pull up just to give the listeners a context of lyricism and all that. You know what I mean?
What you got?
And then we could let him kind of dissect it from there because again, this is the Cheerz of the Real podcast.
Some Acapulco.
Yo, I was here with you that day.
Oh, you were there?
I was there with you that day.
I forgot about that.
Remember that? I was there with you that day.
Snap, I forgot.
That's why I pulled it up. I said, oh, shit, I was with him that day.
Wow.
Yeah, pull that.
I totally forgot.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, Carnage was there?
Yeah.
That's right.
Nice feelings at night, whatever the price, I'm killing it right, like medicine ever since Edison, it never ends, the clever trendsetter, blends letters, depends on the weather, you're only hot when you rock a sweater, you got the cheddar, but you can't buy your soul back from the devil when you die, so remember I'm fly when I don't try, case closed, at the face rose, a phrase for those who hate, wait, who holds the weight, who goes streets from seas overseas, so get it straight when I ventilate, your dome and deflate, I'm known as the great,
or maybe the greatest.
They pay me to say this, I spray this on your cheated at night when you're sleeping, your neighbors are peeping the hype, flavors like lightsabers from Vader's collection, the session is closed, I'm blessing my foes with lessons, it's so impressive how you sweating the scale, I'm wrecking it still, letting it chill for a second until I get more open, raw, smoking laws, broken, you're hoping it's sweet, like coke in the street, over the beat, over the fence, and under your feet, come with the heat, it makes sense to make sense, I make dents in your senses with a sentence, in the past tense, a blast fence, a turn of foes fast, burn them most hash,
yo, and I think my audience that tunes into this show, they know because I only support real. You know what I mean? And they know I only support real. That's hands down. And this is hip hop 101 right here, my brother. Word.
rest with a weapon and vest. Threaten the best with what I'm saying. Niggas can't mess with what I'm spraying. Singing straight in the spit, tight in the flip. Hyperscripts.
Who was the dude that was with you that night that spit also? Who was that?
Carnage.
Oh,
Yeah.
Carnage.
Yeah.
All right, shout out to Carnage.
I'm tight and bored.
What was the venue again? This was where?
Edgewater Hall.
Edgewater, right?
Edgewater.
Yeah.
To the trash can, I blast, man. On the path for the great one. What?
Yo, that's what you call. That's what you call lyricism.
Thank you.
Our family.
Oh,
That's what you call.
the reason why I had to do that though is because the CD I brought didn't work.
I remember. Yes.
So I was like,
remember.
fuck it, I'm doing Acapulco.
And that's
Let's
a
go.
nice little venue. I remember they had like the artwork on the
that
side.
was hands-on set
That
up.
was nice.
Hannibal.
Yeah.
Remember?
No
That
doubt.
was
Yo,
his- that
shout
was
him
his
out.
joint.
Shout him out.
Yeah,
No doubt. Yo,
Hannibal.
peace of the brother.
Word.
This is one more last one I just wanted to throw out there because I love this because you picked up the brother. We have a like-minded friend, a fallen comrade. So I kind of love this. I love the footage of just the in the moment footage. You know,
that was a hard
you
one
know,
to do, yeah.
people could show the fluff of the rented cars, but I want to see people in the grind. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I want to see the labor of love. And this is good because we do have a fallen friend, Pumpkinhead. You kind of picked him up over here.
PPH, yeah.
So yeah,
that was my dude.
Yeah, for sure. Let's play that.
Our family. Salute everybody in the building. This for PH, man. This shit right here for PH, man. I love you. I know you
God, there was a video of this.
I'm crying when I write this. He was the nicest. Remember them lines when he rhymed every word
With ISIS.
That shit was priceless. Yeah, but life goes on and I never thought we learn right from wrong.
So I had GMS up, and it's funny how we were getting into this whole underground shit, and we said, yo, it's crazy how a lot of us grew up together, and now we're like lifelong friends through music.
Yeah.
Crazy.
I wouldn't got my buzz if it wasn't for PH, you know.
Right.
He pushed me, man.
Searching for the meaning, but it's not clear.
He booked me for so many shows, man.
Man, my guy, man, legendary, bro. And for those that don't know, Pumpkinhead, rest in peace, legendary underground MC, Park Slope native, Brooklyn icon.
His son is actually spitting, yo.
Yeah, I heard. I remember PH like high school days, bro.
Yeah.
High school days, bro.
Legend. He was a living legend. Yeah.
Dope. Super dope, bro. Super dope. So with all that being said, right? And now it's good. It's a good segue because we get into like your legacy, right? We get into this like labor of love and legacy and all that other stuff. Yo, Dave, let's tone me down a little bit over there.
Hope you got some time.
But the one thing with your particular story, when we get into art and we get into your legacy, is you have paved your own way. You know what I mean? And credit to you, you paved your own way. And when I say paved your own way, I want you to give people a real breakdown because yes, he is an MC. I think he's a lyric. You know, lyricism is 101 is there. But let the people know on the side, the business, the hustle, the model. You know what you got going on.
Well, at first, like fresh out of high school, I was looking in the source, and I was like, I want to spit. I need studio time. So I found the ad. It says studio time, and I hit him up, and there was this guy, Dave Ackerman, right? And he happened to be shopping 45 King beats. And
no doubt.
I met up with him.
Legendary.
And I spit for him, and he's like, you really want to do this? I'm like, yeah. And he brought me over to D&D. And then I was interning there, like fresh out of high school, like say 92.
D&D, bro.
Yeah, I was in D&D interning.
The name alone is like, ooh.
Yeah, I was interning there. That's how I got my foot in the business. You know, I was just looking in the source, you know. And and then this guy Dave brought me there, and he brought me into D&D. He said, "Yo, this kid wants to spit for you." And he's like, "Go ahead, spit."
Dope.
And I spit for Doug and Dave, and they were like, "All right." They're like, "All right, you want to hang out? you want to answer the phones and sweep up, mop up a little?" I was like, "Yeah."
Yeah,
I was like, "Yeah."
Why not?
And I got to meet pretty much everybody that was recording in the 90s. They recorded there. You know what I mean? So I was like blessed, but I didn't appreciate it. I wasn't aware of how lucky I was.
I was gonna say you just took my thunder, because I was gonna say I think a lot of people that younger kids listening in might need to understand and take a highlight of that particular part of this episode and say he humbled himself and said, "All right, I gotta climb this ladder. How do I do so?"
Yeah.
And that might be a very much 90s thing, because even me myself with the interning, right? Very much 90s, but even now, right? You want to, if you want to facilitate yourself as a physician or a pharmacist or even a physical therapist, you're going to have to do some interning.
Yeah,
that's what it is.
Because I was looking at engineering,
right,
in the school. They was like, you're better off just going to a studio and interning. So
right.
And then I was like, it just happened like inadvertently, because he brought me there. And he was like, you want to stay? You want to hang? You want to do stuff here? And I was like, yeah, but I wasn't getting paid.
But
so
again,
I was upset.
D&D,
I was like, yeah, I know.
D&D.
But I
don't think people realize we're not talking about a mom and pop operation in somebody's basement.
No, it was
D&D is responsible.
Yeah.
And has
everybody was there. Everybody in the 90s was there. I was hanging out with Guru, J-Ru,
everybody
Group Home, everybody. I was watching Mobb Deep record their first albums. I was watching Diamond D, DITC. Everybody can name it.
And it's a good segue right there when we're naming people. You've had a good opportunity to work with, C. Ray's Walls.
Free C. Ray's, actually.
Yeah,
God bless. I hope he gets out. But he's away for a while.
I didn't even realize he was still away. Yeah, wow.
Yeah. Free C. Ray's.
Free my brother, bro.
Yeah, he's one of the illest MCs in the world to me, and he tells
another one epitomizes underground.
Yo, he does interviews in rhyme form, like freestyle. So that's crazy. Like he'll do the whole interview rhyming off the top. Like he'll answer the questions freestyle form.
Yeah, he's another one, bro.
But he put me in his top 5, dead or alive. He was like he gives me so much like inspiration, because he's always dope. He pushes me so hard.
For those that don't know, that are just tuning in, the name, if it doesn't ring a bell, just jump on.
C. Ray's Walls.
Research that.
Yeah, me and him did a joint in 2009, Deeper Feelings.
Right.
And that's like the love, my first like joint out, really officially. But except for the first joint I did when I fresh out of D&D. When I was done with D&D, I met my boy Kenny Diaz there, and we started a group together. Because he was like, because he heard me spit, he's like, let's do something. And we started DBC, Dead Brain Cells, and we were demoing. And then next thing I know, he's like, yo, we got a song on the Wesley Snipes Sugar Hill soundtrack. And I was like, shut up, that was a demo.
And for those that don't know, Kenny, he's mentioning Kenny Diaz, another prominent person. Listen, he put together a lot of deals on the back end.
Natural Elements.
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
like
he's a
very, and that's the thing I think that people might misconstrue. You could have a lot of talent. Talent is great, but connections and the value of those connections go further.
Yeah.
Right? So I always tell people, like, listen, you paying for these ads, that's great. All that is great, right?
Yeah.
But I will admit, there's something to be said about you popping a bottle of Moet at a club at 4 a.m. with the executive or the CEO of the company at a club, and he meets you and sees you and he says, you know what? This guy's wilding out. He's on his rock star shit. I love his vibe. Let's talk to him. You know what I mean? It hits different, bro. It hits different.
Yeah. But that's Kenny shopped the demo. He got it on the soundtrack, and we did a video. It's on YouTube too. Hit the DBC, Hit the Booms. It's called, And
yeah, he's.
That's 93. That was my first joint out. And then the next time I put something out was 2009 with C-Rays, because I wasn't taking it serious anymore. And he put the battery in my back. He was like, yo, he heard me spit, and because he came through and he was blown away by me, and I didn't believe him. I was like, you lying? He was like, no. He's like, we gotta do stuff, and I couldn't believe it. I was in shock. And then eventually I met another one of my favorite MCs, Scaramanga.
But and just to give a good blanket on the conversation, right? Because you've worked with, you're mentioning, and people that understand underground culture in New York hip hop, you're mentioning these names and like, wow, he worked with a lot of people. You know what I mean? Let alone Tame One. Rest in peace to the.
Yeah, Tame was ill too.
Another,
he's
like,
one of the best MCs to me.
Another Tame. Like you work with another like like a real legendary.
I got like 3 songs with him. Yeah, he's a beast.
And for those that don't know who that is, let them know who that is.
Yeah, Tame One is the squad father. Yeah, he's one of the first MCs to come out on the graffiti tip. And when he first came out, I remember being a little jealous too, because I was like, damn, I wanted to be, I wanted to be just like him. But I admired him, and I was, and I finally got to meet him.
In that sense of a person who puts the backpack on, right? Yeah. He says, you know what? I got the bars and I'm living it. I'm going to spray my name. I'm going to basically spray my name, graffiti on the wall. Spray my name. You know what I mean? And they're doing it.
Legend.
So when I say all this to give a blanket, and people need to understand that all these connections, right, and collaborations that you do with people, they start from an essence. They start from a root. Right? A root. When we go backwards and we go to the root, what are some of the founding roots? It might not be a rapper per se, because there's been people that come up to the podcast, it's not even a rapper that motivated them, right? But when we look at the root and we go backwards, what's the root for you? What was the motivating factor to get even into hip hop? Yeah.
I gotta say my dad, because when I was, a young buck, he gave me 3 cassettes. And
my man said, hold on. My man said cassettes.
Yeah.
Which, oddly enough, is starting to boom.
Yeah?
Yo, cassettes are coming back. And you could already guess what markets, right?
Nems gave me a cassette. I was like, what are you doing?
Yo, my God. Yo, shout out to Nems Coniano. What's poppin', bro? Marlboro.
Word. But I met Tame through Go, actually, because Go was like running around getting a whole bunch of people together, and he was putting up a mixtape himself, and we actually painted with Tame. I painted with Tame before I even did music with him, So it was real organic, the way it happened. And he heard me spit, and he wouldn't have spit with me if I was whack. And he would have told me if I was whack too. He's that type of guy.
I think that joint, I'm gonna be honest with you, that joint, for people that are on that pendulum like me and you, that we love graffiti and we love hip hop. Yeah. There weren't a lot of rappers that were, maybe you got like KRS One.
Yeah.
You got Joey Crack, right?
Speaking of KRS, my man Dave that brought me to DMD, he reminded me. I totally forgot this too. He was like, you remember when I asked you what's going on and I hit you up and you said you left, you're leaving D&D because you were fed up, and he told me, I said, yeah, I'm sick or tired of fetching KRS One sandwiches.
Oh my!
I was like, wow, I said that.
Like, yo, Mo, I'm done.
I was like,
fetching sandwiches, Mo.
I said that. He was like, yeah, you said that to me, and I was like, oh my God, I was like, wow. I was like, how ungrateful I was. I was sick of fetching the snow peas and the sandwiches and mopping and sweeping. I was like, I gotta get out of here, David.
You know what I mean?
Oh, the 3 cassettes.
Yeah.
He gave me AC/DC, Highway to Hell, right? And he gave me, he gave me Kiss, Lick It Up.
Wow, Kiss.
Right? And the third was Jam On It, Nucleus Jam On It album.
Jam On It?
Yeah.
Jam On It.
The whole album.
Jam On It.
Yeah, it had the whole album.
Right to the wrong.
So I played all 3 all the time. That's all I had, those 3 cassettes. And little by little.
It's a crazy.
Little by little, I put the two rock cassettes away, and I just kept playing the jam on it over and over. I started breakdancing.
It was the drums.
I don't know why.
It was the
more
drums.
attracted
It was
to
the
that.
drums that got you. It was that doom, doom, doom.
Yeah, I don't know why. I was just like,
and
then I was breaking, and I don't even know where I was seeing this stuff to be emulating it. You know, I just bust out the cardboard and I was breakdancing. It was like
I would say,
crazy.
I mean, but we're cut from the same cloth, so I would say by 84, 85, 86.
But this was 83. This was 83. I'm talking about.
Yeah,
I'm talking about 1983.
Yeah.
And I'm busting out the cardboard and I'm doing windmills, and I don't even know how. I guess Beach Street and stuff.
Of course.
That's what set me off. And all that.
Of course.
I was a b-boy through and through first, you know.
Funny segue.
B-boy first.
B-boy. I'm glad you say that because anytime I have people up, I don't care if it's a cinematographer, model, whatever, right? The one or two things, it's either you fell into this culture based on graffiti or dancing.
Yeah.
Bro.
But it was all pretty much the same times at 83. Yeah, I was writing on everything too. You know, I was like scribbling on everything because my pops used to take me on the train, and I would see the double L, double R, and you know, unit square.
With the round windows?
Yeah, I would
Holy
see the
shit.
graph on the trains, and I would ask my dad how they do that on the trains. You know,
We are fucking old.
I wasn't even big enough to not hold his hand. You know, he was holding my hand.
Yo, if you could remember in New York City when those doubles had the round windows, you are officially old, my friend. You are in denial. If you don't think that you're old, you're in denial, my friend.
Double L, double R.
You are in denial.
I used to see the graph. Yeah,
I'm not
80s.
gonna hold you. I remember back then traveling with my dad, thinking like, "Yo, the city is hell on earth." I remember thinking like, "Yo, this is like apocalypse now."
Yeah, it was wild.
You know what's wild though? If you look at all those '80s flicks and you look back on it, it was very all negative, right? It was always like apocalypse now. You're gonna fucking die. It was always super crazy, right?
Yeah.
So I got a few more video clips and content and things that we're gonna comment on and pull up. I figured that I'll just catch you by surprise and we'll just run with it and throw things at you, and then you can kind of make comments from there. But I will say that hip hop as a whole, I think you and I are cut from a different cloth. I think hip hop is kind of steered in a direction that I can't even call anymore. If I listen to Hot 97 right now,
two different kind of hip hop.
Right. I think if I listen to Hot 97 right now, I can't relate. I want to, right? But it's like I'm in a different age bracket.
It's mostly
so I don't want to be a
singing.
hater.
It's mostly singing now.
Yeah,
really.
I don't want to be that old guy. I don't want to be the get off my lawn guy, right? Get off my lawn. I don't want to be that guy.
But the underground will always still be underground.
Cheers to that.
It's like
cheers to that.
It's two different lanes, you know.
All right, so let's play this. He doesn't even know what we're playing right now. So wanted to take some content, some recent mojo. These albums are a rapper's delight. There you go. Shout out to WatchMojo.com.
And today we'll be counting down our picks for the top 10 important albums in hip hop history.
So this is their top 10 most influential albums.
For this list, we're focusing on albums that made a significant impact on hip-hop culture and the music industry as a whole.
We'll all watch this. We'll opinionate as we go. For those tuning in,
Paid in Full. Eric B. and
that's a good choice. I'd say.
They started off already great.
Yeah.
I don't know. In my opinion,
I remember writing down the lyrics to You Know I Got Soul.
Yes.
I wrote that down, and I thought I wrote those lyrics.
Bro, I still say Rakim is number one.
My aunt saved it too. She saved it, and I still have it to this day. The written out. I wrote out the lyrics to I Know You Got Soul.
dangerous,
crazy,
bro.
With
Dangerous.
the internal rhymes and deft lyrics
Yeah,
highlighted
he's
Dave,
a
I'm
on
touching
big
the mic.
inspiration.
There would be no
He's a big
Jay-Z or
inspiration,
Biggie
yeah.
Smalls. Featuring some seriously impressive DJing from Eric B and some classic
Rakim-
verses from
Rakim was the man.
hated to
What?
set the bar high
Yeah.
during the golden age of hip-hop.
Smooth. Smooth.
P is on the cut, and my name is Rakim. Classic.
If anyone denies,
Yeah.
if anyone denies
Run
this,
DMC.
you are not
Run
hip hop.
DMC.
Yeah, I had this on cassette
Yo.
and vinyl.
Okay, again, I get a lot of younger generation that tune into my
Produced by
podcast,
Russell
my brother.
Simmons,
Yo,
this
for
album
those
introduced a
younger
trio from
guys,
Hollis, Queens,
please,
and instantly
please,
established a new
please,
school of
tune
hip-hop
in.
with the opening track Hard
Yeah,
Times.
it's the roots,
bro,
the
please,
foundation.
bro.
Run
Bro.
DMC
I used to
created a
play
clear
this shit
aesthetic,
every
complemented
day,
with
Bro.
vocal beats
every
and
day, all
forceful
day.
rhymes,
Them and
while a
Fat
track like
Boys
this
back to
let
back.
that straight
Boys.
party rock lyrics.
I was all about
Bro.
it, man.
If you don't know about it, I'm trying to tell you, it's worthy, bro. It's worthy, man. I'm not
Today,
steering you wrong,
Rev
brother.
Run, DMC, and Jam
Yeah,
Master Jay
classic.
are recognized as hip-hop legends.
Yep.
However, back in the early 80s, their sound was anything but formulaic. Run DMC inspired
So
producers to live
epic,
in the
really.
studio.
Come on,
allowed
man, with the
MCs to
leathers?
express
Yeah.
themselves in a whole
That shit
new
look
way.
crazy.
Yo, I had the leather bomber, leather baseball hat, the,
But you
the,
know
the
what?
Adidas rivals.
When you look at it, it's coming out of that revolutionary love, though, right? It's coming
Yeah.
from the Black Panthers. That whole like,
yeah.
Number
come
8,
on, man.
Me Against the World, Tupac.
I ain't gonna hold you, son. That's a crazy album. I'm not gonna lie
I was,
to you,
I was
bro.
never like a big
During
West
his time
Coast
in prison
fan,
for
but
sexual assault
This
charges,
album at
I
the
got
time,
it, you know.
yeah, you got it. Yeah.
I understood
You
it,
said
but I wasn't like a big West Coast
Yeah.
fan, you know. I
I'm
was
not
real
mad at
biased.
you.
I was biased.
You're being a little biased.
I was biased to the East, you know.
Listen, I'm not gonna be mad at that.
Critics praised the album for containing extremely personal themes of
Coolio.
paranoia and nostalgia. As
Yeah,
it
it
took
was-
home
I
the
mean, on
Grammy
a-
Award for
That's
Best
another-
on a real commercial level, he brought hip hop out there. You know?
Yeah. Right?
He made it big.
Tupac
You know?
compared the album to a blues record, and
But-
future rappers such as Kendrick Lamar would take note. Despite the album's dark and somber subject matter, it is seen
And that's
as a
who
staple of
everybody
the
tries to
genre
be. You know, they go
and
from
Yeah.
the music
Yeah.
to the acting.
Yeah.
You know, it's like
recording
Yeah.
artist.
he
Man,
set the model.
that's
you
the
know?
joint right there. I mean, what? Okay.
Eminem.
Everybody's
Number 7,
rapper
the
that they
Marshall
love to
Mathers.
hate.
I had
Eminem.
his album on cassette before he was ever signed.
This
yo.
is
'Cause
everybody's
Kenny,
rapper
'cause
that
Kenny
loves
had
to
it.
hate, bro.
Kenny was shopping his deal
Disturbingly
before he
dark.
met Dr. Dre.
Exactly. Yo, for those that don't
And,
know,
and everybody brought him around. You know,
you
House
know,
of Rap brought him around.
our collective, we were fortunate enough to
Yeah.
meet him
Yeah.
way before
Eminem once again
what it
teamed up with
was.
Dr. Dre
And
produced
Yeah,
I
man.
will
the rest
admit,
of
when
his
I met
act on
him,
mainstream
I already knew he was a
attention and
wordsmith.
his own
He was
interviews.
fucking
Yeah, yeah.
amazing. Just by the freestyles.
The aggressive song entitled "Kill You"
Yeah,
resulted
man.
in
Kenny
critical
shopped him to
backlash,
every
while the
label,
drama of
and
Stan
everyone
led
said
Eminem
no.
to the Grammy
He
stage
brought him to
with a surprise
Sony,
duet
and they
with
said no.
Elton John.
And then he met Dr. Dre, and then that was it.
At that Rap Olympics, huh?
Yeah. Crazy.
With a combination of surreal and literal messages,
But
the
Kenny
Marshall
couldn't get him
Mathers
signed
album
with
teased
nobody.
at
It was
the
everybody
hypersensitivity
rejected
of
him,
listeners
yo.
Bro.
It was crazy.
reminded
man.
And
Eminem
that
was
goes to
not
tell
a
you,
role
it's
model,
not talent.
but a musical
Yo,
artist.
if you people think that this is talent based, you are crazy. This is not talent based,
Yeah, it's
bro.
who you know.
It's bro. This is only about who you know. This ain't about talent, man. Get out of here with this, man.
Yeah,
Like
man.
y'all living in the past. If you think this is talent, this ain't talent based.
Yeah, I had that shit on cassette before Dr. Dre touched it. The Hi My Name Is, all that shit. It was like the original beats, like classic shit, man.
It's crazy, super crazy.
Yeah.
But-
matter of fact, I got a good story about that too. I don't know if you heard this one, but when
You can pause
when,
that, Dave.
when
Number 6,
Jedi
it takes
met
a nation of millions
Eminem,
to hold us back.
he freestyled for him off the top. And I tell this story all the time, and he's like, nah, he don't. He was like, nah. I'm like, yo, he spit for Eminem, and Eminem bowed to Jedi.
Yeah.
He did. He bowed. He was like,
I always hear this story. Yeah.
he never wants to tell it. I'm like, tell the story.
Yeah. He told me a few times, and I was
Yeah.
like, I believe it because I'll be honest with you.
He was like 15 at the time.
and because I know 15-year-old young Jedi mind trick.
He was a monster.
He's a monster.
Monster, yeah.
My man, he might be one of my man Bateria might be one of the most underground, underrated, underappreciated
Spanglish master.
What the hell? So funny, good segue. That's a good segue. So where are we now? You know, with hip hop, in this totality, we see where hip hop is right now. It's commercial. I went from showing all your content to now coming in back 360. Where are we now, man? Where we at right now? Where we at as a culture?
It's like the people that really love it are doing it for the love and don't care about the money. You know what I mean? And the people who are doing it for the money, it's you can hear that sound. You know the sound, and it's it's mainstream. But,
right.
But the people on the underground, I feel like it's more passionate. And you'd be surprised. Overseas too. You think they wouldn't know about it, and they know about it. Cause I lived in Amsterdam. And I thought I was going to be out of touch with the music, and I got there, and there was a Fat Beats there. I was like, whoa, this is crazy. I was like, they were on to everything. They knew about everything.
I didn't even realize there's a Fat Beats out
there. Yeah, at the time. And I was like, all right, because I thought I was going to be lost. I was going to have music and all, but they had everything. And then everybody was doing shows out there, and I was like, wow, they know about everything. It's crazy. And anybody that came out there, they sold out everything, because everybody likes to go out, you know what I mean? So you could have been a nobody. And you go there and perform, it's sold out, So.
Right. But, for sure.
But it's good. They were up on everything. I was surprised, and I was happy about that, because I didn't want to be disconnected. I wanted to still be in the know.
Well, I want to give people a good breakdown and context. They hear the bars we say in hip hop. If I threw a random question, and my audience loves it because they hip hop 101. If I say, give me an idea, and this is a personal thing, right? So give me an idea. Who do you think are some of the most underappreciated rappers, hip hop now, out and about? Know what I mean? Like, who we got out here that's like super underappreciated?
Pretty much everybody in the underground, really. Anybody grinding, doing shows, and you got people like AL Skills. He's always doing something where he's always doing stuff with Punchline, and these guys are killing it with Talib Kweli and all that. And but I'd say anybody. I say Dro. Dro is definitely Dro Pesci. He's definitely underrated. And there's a lot. My favorite MCs back in the days was Scaramanga, Godfather Don, Natural Elements, shit like that from that era, And then I got to meet Scaramanga through A Butter, and he loved my shit too. He was like, "Yo, we gotta do something." And I'm like, "Get out of here!" I thought he was messing with me. He's like, "No, you nice." And I'm like, "Shut up." And I'm like, "You're my favorite MC in the world, dude. You're telling me this." I was bugging out.
Real recognize real, right?
But I was tripping out.
Real recognize real.
Because I was like, I would ask people, "Who's your favorite MC?" And then they would tell me, and I'm like, just picture him telling you that they like your shit, and I'm
real
like, wow.
Recognize real.
So he put me down in a group with him, Bloodbath Mafia, So I was like super honored, It was me, him, and this dude, the Bronx Zodiac. It was crazy.
And again, listen, people hear the affiliations, they hear C. Rose Reyes, they hear House of Reps, they hear Kenny Diaz, they hear all these things, but the one thing that I did want to highlight before we get out of here, because I love it, I want to highlight this, is not from graffiti artists, right, and hip hop fan, we turn into hip hop artists, and from hip hop artists we go into this new realm of tattooing.
Yeah.
Right? So this is the one thing I think that, like I said from the beginning of the episode, your story is different than other people's story, because we could get into a realm of we take graffiti and we take our artistry into tattooing and making this a business, making this a model, making this a real like full-time hustle where I ain't working for the man, work for myself, right? I think, and that is, I want to highlight that, bro, because that's an accomplishment that on this podcast we want to highlight, bro. We want these young people that are listening in. This is a guy this is why I'm highlighting it, bro, is that he's successful in his realm, and for what he does, there is no punching clocks. There is no working for a man. He is the man, right? I am the man, right? He's his own man. So the tips and advice and how we got there and explain to people just even tattooing and all that. Like, explain that.
Well,
how we even get into that? How we go from rap artists and graffiti artists into tattooing?
Well, I had to find a way to survive, you know, and everybody was like forcing me to do it. So I didn't know what I wanted to do yet. You know what I mean? I was like fresh out of high school. I was spitting. Fresh out of high school, I had the song on the movie soundtrack, the Wesley Snipes Sugar Hill.
Okay.
But I had to get a job, you know. I was like, I gotta work. I gotta figure it out. And then eventually, this friend of mine, she dragged me to this tattoo shop against my will because I didn't even want to go. And she's like, I want to get another tattoo at this place. I want to bring you. Mm-hmm. And I was like, I don't want to go. She's like, come on, just bring your black book and show it off, and maybe they'll teach you how to tattoo. And I'm like, I'm like, no, I'm not gonna do that. All I knew is that you had to pay somebody to teach you. And I was like, I can't afford it. So, and she was like, just bring your book. And I was like, nah, I don't want to go.
I don't want to go.
And she's like, just bring it, come. And she begged me to come. And I'm like, all right, I'll go. And I got there, and they looking at my stuff. He was like, you want to learn? And I'm like, nah, I'm good.
Really?
And he was like, what, are you crazy? I'm like, nah, I don't have any money. I was like, I don't have any money to give you. And he was like, don't worry about it. I'm like, you sure? And he was like, yeah. He's like, come here every day. I'm like, you serious?
Wait, hold on. So, hold on. You're getting this type of leadership and mentorship where?
There's a spot in Brooklyn. She took me to this tattoo shop, and they saw something in me, and I didn't even see it, you know.
Oh, shout out to the people that you know, they see real
yeah, everybody sees it before me.
They see talent.
Everybody
sees talent. They know how to
do.
cultivate the talent. You know what I mean? Like, word.
But everybody always sees it before I do. You know what I mean? And I didn't see it. I was like, I'm not gonna do it because I had a fear of the unknown, you know. And I was like, I'm not gonna tattoo anybody. And he's like, come here every day and make it like your religion. Mm-hmm. And I was like, I guess, you know. But I was there every day for like 2 weeks. And then the owner of the shop, he was like, he was sick of looking at me. So, and he didn't do tattoos, the owner. He was just like, get this guy out of here. So because I got my hopes up right away because they pulled me in. And the guys in the shop would take me out to bars and Hell's Kitchen and they would introduce me to people, and they would say, this is Echo. He's going to be a kick-ass tattoo artist. And I'm like, no. And they would be like, no, he's going to be better than all of us. And I'd be like, yeah. I'm like, what are you talking about? There's so much pressure, you know. I was like, no.
But where does that come from? Like, how does someone know, like, yo, this guy is going to be
that guy.
Amazing.
He gave me the most confidence, this guy, Tommy Houlihan. I'll never forget him. He's a crazy skinhead. You're like missing tooth. Like, he was like typical skinhead from Manhattan. Yeah, from Manhattan. You know, he was like, this is my buddy Echo. He's gonna be a kick-ass tattoo artist. He's gonna be bigger. He's gonna be better than all of us. And I'm like, shut up. I'm like, don't say that.
Put the battery in
I was like, no.
bag.
I was like, I don't know what he's talking about.
No, but there's something to be said about like positive mojo,
man.
right?
It helped me a lot. Like, I loved him for that, you know. And but so little by little, I collected my equipment in that shop that they kicked me out of. I just like bought stuff off of because everybody liked me there, and I just said I bought a machine, you know, a power supply, this, that, like separately from everybody. Everybody was giving me like spare equipment,
right.
And I collected everything, and I didn't know what to do with it, and then I couldn't wait anymore because the dude that brought me in there, he was like, don't start yet. He was like, don't do nothing yet, because you might mess people up. you might develop some bad habits. You might not be able to lose, and so don't start yet. He's like, wait. He's like, well, just wait, because he was gonna open his own spot, and then he was gonna teach me. And then he did. He opened a spot, and he was like, yo, I opened my own shop. Come work for me. And I was like, oh shit.
Wow, see. Again,
and I didn't even do one tattoo.
But
he's like, come work for me.
But that is something that when you hear the elders doing things like that, that's something that now that I'm at an elder position, right? This is what I want this podcast to be. Or in general, right? I think it should be each one teach one. It should be that you see someone with talent and you could say, I identify the talent. Let me help you get where you need to go.
Yeah, but when I got there, I got to the shop. He didn't teach me nothing. He didn't want to teach me.
He
threw me in the tank. He just threw me in the tank. He just threw me in the shark tank, and he said, "Go." He's like, "Swim." And I was like, what? I'm like, I thought he was going to teach me. He was like, go tattoo that guy right there. And I was like, I was shitting my pants, dude. But I started already like doing friends.
It was like sink or swim.
I was doing friends on the island like crazy because it had just been legalized in 97, right?
Funny thing. So before we get off the rail, this is something about tattooing. You know, and even me, I'm not OG tattoo guy, but I got like 5 tattoos, you know what I'm saying? But even me, myself, just with the basics right here, right? I don't think people understand that tattooing was illegal.
Yeah, 97 it was legalized. March 12th, I believe it was,
That, to me, seems insane.
But it existed before then, but it was a gray area.
I've gotten all these way before 97.
There was existing shops and there was a gray area. But,
so that's what's funny. It's like how so I was basically going to an illegal shop.
Yeah. It was illegal, but it wasn't a punishment for the crime. So if they did anything, it would just get dismissed. You know?
Wow,
but it wasn't
crazy.
It wasn't legal, and then they decided to make money off of it. They decided to make money off of it, and they legalized it. So now you gotta,
that's crazy.
You gotta play by the books. But it's So 97 is when I started, tattooing.
That's crazy.
And I had people asking me 5 years before I started tattooing.
We're like years behind other states. You know, when you think about 97, so from 97 we're legalizing this. Other states, this is like
but in 92 people were asking me like, yo, like people would get tattoos. They were like, yo, I got a tat. I want you to do my next one. And I'm like, what are you talking about? And they're like, I want to get a tattoo from you. And I'm like, I don't do tattoos.
Anyone before the age that understands the legalization of tattooing, you're a criminal.
But even cops were getting tattoos when it was illegal.
Of course.
But it just wasn't a serious crime. It's not a serious.
Let's even talk about that, right? What's the essence of tattooing? There's always a stigma of tattooing, right? There's like a rebellious
taboo,
right? There's like where does that come from?
I don't know. It's like, I guess because, people associated with gangs and bikers, and jail. It's like a jail thing.
Maybe even biblical, probably, right?
Yeah.
Maybe even more, almost like biblical, where it's like, it seems kind of like, I don't know, like like a rebellion against God, or kind of like you're tattooing your temple. Yeah,
you're just outcast no matter what.
Yeah, for sure.
It's just you get a different look from everybody.
But I will say, once the Navy took it on, and once the military took it on, and because again, tattooing, we're talking about the patriots from like the Revolutionary War. We're even getting tattooed.
1898 is when the electric tattooing started, in the Lower East Side on the Bowery, actually. Wow. Yeah, this guy O'Neill, he made the Edison's engraving pen. He turned it into a tattoo machine,
Look at that.
So it's basically like the inside of a doorbell.
Right.
You got the 2 coils.
And this
the arm bar goes up and down. It's a positive and negative charge, and it's just a doorbell, And they figured the engraving gun will be a nice tattoo machine. They figured it out, and the first shops in the world were on the Bowery,
Go figure.
So, that was the first tattoo shops, and that's where I was born. So it was like I was born on the Lower East Side. So
New York has always been a pioneering force in a lot of things, man.
Yeah.
Do you think New York has lost its edge? Maybe after COVID and kind of after everything that's been going on, you think New York has lost its edge?
It's different. Everything's different now ever since that, you know. It's like...
Yeah.
It's I guess it's still kind of the capital of the world, you know. But there's so many other places now, you know. Everybody wants to be, so it's...
Yeah, for sure. I have another...
Like Amsterdam, for one, you know. It's I just went there for vacation. I stayed for 5 years.
I never hear any complaints about Amsterdam, but I will admit, I don't really hear a lot of complaints of tourists. Well, I might take that back. But depending on where the tourists go, you don't hear a lot of complaints of tourists that come here that were like, I don't know, underserved or undermanned. You know what I mean? Where it was just horrible. They had a horrible vacation. You know?
Yeah. There's always something to do.
You might get mugged depending on the
if you look like a victim, you're gonna anywhere in the world.
But can I be honest with you? Exactly.
Yeah.
You getting mugged can happen anywhere in the world.
Yeah. Everywhere.
Whether it be Brazil, whether it be
if you look like a victim, you're probably gonna be a victim.
Right? Listen, I'm a native New Yorker, but we travel, right? Listen,
yeah.
And any place in the world that you would live in, other than New York, any place that you think, you know what, I could cash out and say, you know what, I'll live there tomorrow.
I guess somewhere warm. I don't know.
I'll be a hypocrite.
Vegas.
I'll just say Puerto Rico because I just bought land out there. But
oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, you chilling?
Nice. Trying to make things happen.
I
bro.
like that.
Little land, bro. 2 acres.
I guess Miami, Vegas. You know,
listen.
The only places I really haven't been.
Miami is about just expensive.
Yeah, I know.
As New York now.
But I'll probably end up somewhere warm, maybe. I don't know.
I do see you in Vegas a lot. I do see the man in Vegas a lot.
I gotta stay here for a while because I'm actually doing Jiu-Jitsu and I want to get my black belt. And and then I could go away somewhere.
So before we get out of here and we like tap out on what you're doing currently, I want to say Jiu-Jitsu is a good segue into a different topic, right?
Yeah.
So, my man is big into Jiu-Jitsu. And for those that's a whole different audience on podcast platforms that might tune in now, be like, oh shit. But
I got my purple belt, halfway to black.
Wow.
So when I get my black belt, then I could maybe consider moving away, but I have to stay till then,
And funny thing, I text him at 2 a.m. Hey.
Yeah. Thinking about doing jiu-jitsu.
I text him, hey.
It's addictive, man. So you got to be ready to dedicate yourself to it,
I
it's
caught
so
the bug.
Much fun. It's so much fun.
And give people a little advice. So for those that are just wanting to get into it, what would you recommend?
Do research into a school
do some calisthenics first, some push-ups.
No, you don't have to prepare like that. You
don't think?
Yeah, I don't go to the gym. I just do jiu-jitsu. So I just it's the best workout. You know what I mean? You'll get in shape as you go.
Really?
Yeah, it's like going to the gym, but it's better than lifting to me. Because it's way more it's way more functional. And I think it's more healthy too.
Wow.
Because lifting, I think it just your nervous system takes a toll, and the free radicals and all that. It's just I love jiu-jitsu more than actually lifting weights.
There's a lot of I'm just finding this out, right? Me and GMS were talking. And someone else. There's a lot of hip hop heads who are deep into martial arts.
Yeah, right.
Like really deep into martial arts.
Yeah.
Whether that be Wing Chun, whether that be Jiu-Jitsu, right? And it's funny because there's a big I guess argument of what's more functional, right? So for you, you think Jiu-Jitsu is more functional as an everyday practitioner, right?
It's so awesome because you use your whole body, and it's different every time, so it's always a shock to the system. You never accommodate to it,
A lot of on the ground.
It starts on the feet, ends up on the ground, like most fights in the streets, because people don't want to go toe to toe with you ever.
Crazy cardio, man.
You go toe to toe with somebody, they just hug you.
It's true, right?
They hug you and you roll around.
It's true, right? I guess the average fight, we start out, we're gonna box out.
Yeah, nobody wants to get hit, so they grab you.
We
grab you and then you roll around.
Yeah,
roll around.
Yeah.
That's how all my street fights ever happens.
Can I be honest? That's how a lot of them.
Yeah. So, And another reason why I have to stay here too, I can't go away just yet, is because I'm taking acting class too. So I'm like trying to get in that. It's been like over a year, a little over a year, that year and a half, and that's a whole nother world and a whole thing that I got pushed into. Also.
We've had a few people up. It's a gauntlet of grinding auditions, just
and that's another thing that somebody else saw in me and they pushed me to, that I didn't want to even do that either. It was like, I want you to be in something, so go train.
Can I be honest with you? If someone else sees something in you, that is a blessing.
Yeah,
right.
Man.
We take that and run with it. Because if someone else says, you know what, I see you as.
Yeah. It's actually Dave from D&D. He pushed.
Okay.
He's like, I got something happening in the works, and I want you to be in it. So I think you should go.
My
go
guy.
Go take some classes.
Not fucking playing.
So I was like, whatever you want me to do, and I was like, I'm in it. So put me in it.
Yeah, he's all in.
So there's something in the works with that. Hopefully.
I wanted so just to wrap up the tattooing, because we're almost coming to a close with my brother right now.
Ready?
Almost coming to a
close. We're gonna need a few hours to do this.
Yeah.
But I'll come back with Joe. We talk some more,
man. Listen, so when we're wrapping up the whole tattooing thing, I want people to understand, like, this, when we say business, we're saying tattooing, give people an understanding of a 9-to-5 hustle, because that is his hustle. That's why he's here. This is his hustle.
When I first started, it was 12 to 12, 7 days a week.
Right.
Like for the first 10 years.
Right.
Because I wanted to.
Right.
There was nobody telling me I had to do that.
Right.
I wanted to do it because I wanted to get better, and I was and I was obsessed. So I wanted to just get better and better, and the more you do it, the better you get. So that's
So as a customer, what makes a bad customer? I'm sure you had bad customers, right?
I got people that don't show up all the time.
Oh, that's okay.
People that change their mind last minute.
You get a lot of disgruntled females.
No, I get a lot of people asking for prices before they tell me what they want.
Dave, you got? Oh, we already showed. Let me show some visuals of my brother.
People want a price before they even tell me what they want to get. And they're like, how much? I'm like, for what? And they're like, a tattoo. And I'm like, well, what? And they're like, I don't know, how much?
See, that's the problem too.
How
right?
much? How much? How much?
Some people penny pinch.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, it's a little time lapse.
Yeah. Some people penny pinch. Shout out to her, because that's a painful spot.
She actually passed out, and he edited out. He edited the video.
That's crazy.
Because her blood sugar dropped, and it's normal if you don't eat before a tattoo.
Right.
You could get lightheaded,
right.
Especially if you're nervous. You amp it up, you make it worse than it is.
Right.
And a lot of people get lightheaded and pass out if they don't eat before. And this was a cover up, and yeah, she passed out towards the end, and then he edited the video and made it look like it was one shot. But yeah, you gotta prepare, you gotta eat, you gotta sleep good, or it hurts way more,
That looks painful, to say the least.
Yeah, I free-handed that on too.
Yeah, that would definitely look great.
It's a little Borneo tribal.
Yeah,
one of my favorites.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice visuals, man.
Yeah, freehand.
Wow. And we have another one I wanted to pull up. Because again, I'm a big believer of. Listen, don't.
I appreciate the love, man.
Yeah, man. Don't support these other goons. Support my man. My man been out here.
26 years.
He's been out here grinding. You know what I mean? From
man.
Jump Street. You know what I mean? From MC to graffiti artist to
man.
now straight business owner.
Yeah, it's an ink gallery. My boy Yosh, we doing it up, and we might move the shop to Jersey, maybe. I don't know.
So again, let's briefly with the shop. Where is the shop located right now?
Staten Island.
Staten Island.
Yeah.
Where exactly? Give people a breakdown.
We're on Forest Ave, Staten Island, and yeah, it's you can look us up on Instagram. My Instagram's Echo NWC. We got the ink gallery also on Instagram. And yeah, that's it. It's just me and my boy Yosh. He's grinding like crazy. He's
tattooing his ass off.
Yeah,
huh?
He's a beast. He's always working. He's actually right now. He's at the Asbury Park Tattoo Convention in Jersey.
Oh, is he?
Yeah. He's making money right now.
All right, Dave, you could play that from the beginning.
What's this?
So I just want when I was saying, to the people when I say graffiti, I love giving people visuals so they understand graffiti and hand styles and all the other good shit.
Oh yeah.
People understand.
Oh, this is my boy's recording studio. I painted up.
Dope.
MIA.
After spending many years with the musical group and appearing in some of their
Love it. I love visuals with the instrumental. I love it.
Yeah.
I love the content, bro. I love the content.
That was this studio called House of Dreams.
Just showing people staying busy, bro. Staying busy.
Yeah.
Love it. And that's what I want to see. Listen, so for anyone,
and I'm still active. I'm still painting.
Still painting.
Yeah, I paint with gold RTH, and we doing a lot of work.
He pushes 5MH too, no doubt, bro.
Yeah, we hit Philly a lot, and Newark. We hitting them heavy metal, that that heavy steel.
Yeah.
I don't want to get too much details.
Dave, you can lower the the audio.
I don't want to get into too much details, but we still active in the streets.
That's what we want to hear. That's what we want to
hear.
Yeah,
in the yards.
Yeah, in the yard, boy.
In the yards.
Everyone helps each other to
You know.
be in life.
But listen, so when it's all done and said,
it's two brothers and
yo,
one
Dave, lower that background, that audio,
what was your life like before you met?
because I hear a lot of background audio.
Somebody talking.
So I want to just give people. We're almost out of here. We're running out of time.
Already?
Again,
That went quick, man.
it always goes quick, brother.
I thought we were gonna be here for a while.
It always goes quick. It always goes quick. So
Nice.
I want to give people an understanding. Listen, they tuned in. They understand it. It's art. It's music. It's culture. They see it. They see the body. They see the labor of love. We see the music. What else we got going on, man?
That's it. I told you. For mostly like acting right now. I'm focused on and tattooing and graffiti.
And don't sleep. My man is active with the low culture too. You heard?
Yeah, I gotta show you.
Oh, I peeped the jacket on the law. It's like, oh, he got a crispy
Brought a little power piece.
Yeah, that's a power hour. Ooh wee.
It's a little something.
Yo.
A little something like.
And that's and talking low and talking that whole thing is a whole nother.
Oh yeah, low lives, Thursday How, I got my L's too right here.
Oh,
2 L's up.
You got the two
2 L's up.
double.
Back Live 85. Shout out to STEM.
I was talking to mutual friends. I'm not gonna even mention their names, but I said something on a late night chat, and I said, "Yo, there's a lot of people jacking the swag from different states," and they said, "Yo, Brody, you might not know." You might be out of the loop, but they got the cosign. And I said, oh.
Yeah, there's chapters all over. There's chapters all over the world. Yeah, now.
And he said,
worldwide.
They got the cosign for that flag. You heard? I said, okay.
Everywhere. In Europe, everywhere. Yeah.
He said, no. He was like, no, you don't get it. They're tapping in.
Yeah, man.
You know what I mean?
It's bigger than people think.
It's way bigger than people think.
There's squads even in Japan. There's low lives everywhere.
I will say the Japanese crowd.
They kill it harder than we do.
Bro, those particular individuals.
They got heat out there, boy.
Bro, there's like 3 or 4 of them that I salute them. Listen. You guys.
Some Japanese dude came to Logus on the Deuce and took the trophy a couple years ago.
I heard.
He had the polo motorcycle helmet.
I forgot his name.
He had the polo motorcycle helmet. That was crazy. He shut that down retarded, man. Nobody killed it like that, man.
But you got the polo raft.
Oh, the raft, yeah.
You got the RL raft,
yeah.
sir. You got the life.
I gotta post that one day.
You got the raft, right? There's one more, I guess, audio that we could get into before we get out of here. I saw he just pulled it up, so I figured might as well just pull it up real quick. And okay.
Oh, right.
So when it's all done and said, listen, my man he's been here. It's solidified. You gotta understand it. You see the music, you see the tea. You know what I mean? You see the body of work. You know what I mean? Your Hadlow. Peace was good, brother.
What up?
Shout out to everyone
Mob style.
grinding. You know what I mean? This is a labor of love.
Yeah, man.
Anybody want to big up and salute before we get out of here?
My brothers, House of Reps. They know who they are. And yeah, everybody. Low Lives, Boom Squad. Those are my crews. RTH. 11,
and people, before we get out of here, people forget that House of Reps project. You worked with DJ Premier. You didn't even mention that.
He did our first single, yeah.
You know what I mean?
You Gotta Love Us.
You Gotta Love Us.
Yeah.
That's legendary,
bro.
Yeah,
he blessed us with that.
Yo, very few people could say they work with DJ Premier.
Yeah.
That's like, me as an artist, I can't say I work with DJ Premier. You know what I mean?
He knows me since I'm a kid, you know.
What the?
From being in D&D, and it's on video.
Of course, I peeped that.
We got in the studio with him in the making, and he was like, "Ooh, Echo, oh, he been fam."
Fucking legendary,
I was like,
bro.
wow.
And again,
man.
This is why he comes up here. This is why I'm giving the flowers, is because my man gives the flowers to those that are fucking legendary. Because at the end of the day, this culture is built on pillars of people who never get their shine. You know what I mean? This all is a collective of individuals, bro. Don't ever get it twisted, bro. People like us, we love it. We don't do it for money. We do it because we love it. You know what I mean?
That's what Premier said. Underground lasts forever.
That's a big fact.
Yeah,
Shout out to the legends, bro. Yo, my brother, thank you for coming.
I'm proud of you, man. It's just dope here.
Thank you, my brother. Thank you.
Nice.
Thank you.
Real dope.
Echo One, you know what it is. It's art, it's music, it's culture.
I like it.
Underground, we ain't going nowhere.
Oh, shout out Solomon Childs too. I got joints with him too. I forgot. He brought me up to Sirius actually. The rap is out of control. Totally forgot that.
We here, yo. Echo One. What up?
Suckers looking phony, Cheerz to the real. Good vibes only. Putting in work and recipes to all the homies.